Good morning and welcome to Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. It's Sunday, November 22nd. My name is Suraphan Lautharanarit. And let's start off with today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. Thai Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha, together with 9 other leaders from ASEAN member nations, is attending the 27th ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The event is being held at the plenary hall of the Kuala Lumpur City Centre and is chaired by Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, who gave an opening speech and handed out the ASEAN People's Award. The award was established to honor ASEAN member state citizens and/or organizations which have made outstanding contributions toward the creation of a united, prosperous, and caring ASEAN community. The award promotes achievements and inspiring contributions of organizations and/or citizens to community building efforts, including chiefly the areas of political, social, and cultural development, economic integration, youth and livelihood, education, volunteerism, community development, and empowerment. Thai women's and children's rights activist Dr. Saisuri Jutikul was among the recipients. In addition, General Prayut and other ASEAN leaders attended a meeting with ASEAN's key partners, such as the US, China, India, Japan, the Republic of Korea, and the East Asia Business Council. The leaders later signed the ASEAN Convention Against Trafficking in Persons, especially women and children. The Thai Prime Minister has expressed his deepest condolences to the people of France following a series of attacks which took place in Paris. In his national televised address on Friday night, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said he would like to extend his heartfelt condolences to families and friends of the victims. General Prayut affirmed that Thailand would always stand beside France and allies, while condemning the horrific terror attacks which caused the loss of many innocent lives and grave injuries to so many victims. During these vulnerable moments, the Prime Minister has instructed responsible officers to increase security and urged all citizens to keep an eye out for all suspicious activities. Paris was under attack on Friday, November 13, 2015. 8 ISIS terrorists wielding AK-47s and wearing suicide belts carried out coordinated attacks at 6 sites around the French capital, killing at least 129 people and wounding at least 352 others. The Prime Minister has voiced his concerns over the outbreak of dengue fever in Thailand following reports of dengue cases. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said he had instructed the Ministry of Public Health and provincial health offices to raise public awareness of dengue fever and urged citizens to destroy mosquito breeding grounds every 7 days. Mosquito breeding grounds can be at home, in schools, workplaces, or public areas, he said. He asked all hospitals to thoroughly diagnose the disease and provide suitable medical procedures. The Prime Minister also asked the public to avoid mosquito bites and see a doctor immediately should symptoms be found. Symptoms include fever, headache, muscle and joint pains, and a characteristic skin rash that is similar to measles. Dengue fever, also known as breakbone fever, is a mosquito-borne disease caused by the dengue virus. According to the first Deputy Speaker of the National Reform Steering Assembly, or NRSA, the reform framework, which is now being drafted, must be completed in a 30-day time frame. First Deputy Speaker of the NRSA, Alongkorn Polabut, said the committees under the new reform body are going through reform plans in their respective areas and are required to submit the draft plans in the next 30 days. The main NRSA panel will then go over the details of each plan before forwarding them to the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, and the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA. Mr. Alongkorn also took this opportunity to voice his thoughts on the origin of the Prime Minister and the electoral system, saying the charter drafting team should be given more time to discuss these issues and should not rush to a conclusion. He also voiced support for the drafting body, expressing his strong belief that the CDC would be able to write a constitution that is complete and truly democratic. The chairperson of the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, says the new charter must be short and precise and directly answer to the country's problems. CDC chairperson Michai Rishupan said the charter drafting body has been receiving from all sides a wide variety of suggestions on the new permanent constitution. He vowed that the CDC would consider each suggestion carefully. According to him, the CDC wants the new charter to be short and precise and focus on solutions to the country's problems. He added that Thailand is lacking active participation from the public, while its political mechanism is unfavorable to an inspection process. Responding to critics as to why the CDC had to bring in a new strategy to address national problems, Mr. Michai said Thailand's problems are unidentical to those of other countries and also unprecedented. Thus, new methods are required. He cited as urgent agendas of the country an educational reform and strict law enforcement. Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Jatusi-Pitak and Finance Minister Apisak Tantiwarawong have visited the Stock Exchange of Thailand, or SET, to brief its board of directors on the government's policy. During the visit, Deputy Prime Minister Somkit instructed SET members to persuade operators of target industries such as digital technology, medical products, and petrochemicals to register with the Stock Exchange of Thailand. The Deputy Prime Minister suggested that SET use part of the Capital Market Development Fund to help promising small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, with their business startup. The SET board members were also told to strengthen the country's stock exchange market by promoting foreign investments and expanding connectivity with foreign counterparts, particularly Singapore. Meanwhile, the finance minister disclosed he would put forward a plan to set up a capital market development committee to the cabinet meeting next week. 5 subcommittees have been established to specifically take care of 5 industrial clusters, while their work plans and strategies are being drawn up for discussion at a meeting on December 14th. After presiding over the first meeting of the committee responsible for mobilizing special economic zone policies in the cluster format, Industry Minister Achaka Sibunryang announced that 5 subcommittees have been set up. They will be in charge of supervising 5 different industrial clusters, namely automobiles and parts, electrical appliances, electronics and telecommunication devices, petrochemicals and chemical products, processed agricultural products, and textiles and garments. All 5 subcommittees were assigned to map out strategies and determine target industries for investment promotion before submitting them to the main committee for consideration this December 14th. According to Ms. Achaka, the Finance Ministry is currently formulating investment stimulus measures, which will soon be proposed to the Cabinet. One of them is the establishment of a fund to support investment in target industries. The support given would serve as another incentive to investors, in addition to the tax privileges already being provided. The Ministry of Commerce is preparing to hold a meeting with foreign diplomats and foreign chambers of commerce in Thailand to promote investment in the new special economic zones. Deputy Director General of the Department of Foreign Trade, Adun Choti Nisakon, said that the Ministry of Commerce had since early this year dispatched its teams to all special economic zones to observe the situation in order to solve problems and eliminate obstacles to trade and investment. The teams will continue with their visits next year until the development projects have been completed. The government has declared 10 border provinces across the country to be special economic zones, with Songkhla, Tak, and Sakeo having the most promising future. Some of them have become production bases for economically important industries, such as processed rubber and medical products and services. The value of border trade this year is estimated at 1.5 trillion baht. The Ministry of Tourism and Sports has held a welcoming ceremony for a Norwegian man who has become the 26 millionth tourist to visit the country this year. At Phuket International Airport, Tourism and Sports Minister Gopkan Wattanawarangkoon and Tourism Authority of Thailand Deputy Governor for International Marketing for Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and the Americas, Juthapon Rungron Asa, presented Mr. Tommy Jepsen from Norway a round-trip ticket between Norway and Bangkok, a 5-night hotel accommodation package, and a smartphone with a 4G SIM card. Mr. Jepsen said he felt excited and happy to be the 26 millionth tourist this year and would definitely come back to Phuket again. The activity is part of the Ministry of Tourism and Sports campaign to attract more foreign visitors. The ministry has estimated the number of tourist arrivals at 28.8 million this year. In Phuket alone, 80% of hotel rooms have already been reserved, and bookings are likely to rise further. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. We'll take a quick break now, but before that, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. See ASEAN, an ASEAN Knowledge Center based in Bangkok, organized an important external breakout session during the One Young World Summit 2015 with the theme Women's Rights are Human Rights as a way to promote the roles of women in ASEAN and on the international stage. Kuna Akrojana Suwan went to the event and brought us this story.
A conference and workshop session concerning women's and human rights was just hosted by the Bangkok-based ASEAN Knowledge Center, or ASEAN, in collaboration with ASEAN and Asia Studies of National Institute of Development Administration, or NIDA. During the session, the managing director of ASEAN, Dr. Gandhi Liao Pairot, said that the message of the session was how to promote the advancement of women not only in ASEAN, but also in other regions around the globe.
The external breakout we're hosting today is under the theme of Women's Rights are Human Rights. So that is essentially from the whole idea of the human rights in Asia and the culture differences and the gender parity in Asia. That's sort of how we're starting off the whole idea. But then once we look at the details, put them some research, talking to the expert, this problem are actually a worldwide problems. And now today we're going to discuss about how we can help those who don't even know that they themselves are the victims, how we can uplift the culture and the societies, because most of the victims are basically was affected by the deep root culture in that society.
Dr. Gandhi explained further that the issue of gender inequality is deep-rooted in our culture, and to solve this problem, women must be active enough to make a change.
The solution, we have to start out from the very small spot, which is yourself, herself, and the family. Today we are lucky enough we have our guest speakers who are actually was a victim and came up, and changed the world for herself and fight back. And not just fight back for her own good, but she actually helped out others, and she has become the activist for the women's rights as well. So that's just going to be a starting point. So today we're going to learn and get very inspired by the person who actually changed themselves and helped change the community.
Up to 42 delegates participated in the event in order to discuss the ongoing challenge of each region that lives in a patriarchal society and come up with a work plan to raise awareness and come up with ways to improve the situation.
Meanwhile, the Public Relations Department is hosting the ASEAN Lantern Festival at Sime Park City. Let's go check out the festival with Kun Pakawat Prompen.
Enjoy the atmosphere of the night at the ASEAN Lantern Festival at Siam Park City. This festival is organized by the Tourism Authority of Thailand, Public Relations Department, and Siam Park City. The Lantern Festival is being held to welcome the era of the ASEAN community and the 35th anniversary of Siam Park City. With the cooperation of the Public Relations Department, this festival will promote awareness of the ASEAN community among the people of the member countries.
Being ASEAN community means population will increase from 60 million Thais to 600 million ASEAN people. The Public Relations Department is responsible for disseminating information about ASEAN community, and we have done it constantly. Siam Park City has organized the ASEAN Lantern Festival. The Public Relations Department will promote the ASEAN community between 23rd to 26th December. There are several activities in the event. We will teach students and young people about the 10 ASEAN member countries and their ways of living. People then will get knowledge and awareness of being ASEAN community.
The event will open a new window for you to experience the 10 wonderful countries of ASEAN.
If we go to see like Burma, we know the culture of Burma. If we go to the Brunei, we know the culture of Brunei. And also they have like a show, like a theater over there. They show you every country and every culture. Then if you go to another country, you will know that what you have to do because you know the culture of that country.
The ASEAN Lantern Festival will highlight famous landmarks of each ASEAN member countries, such as Chewetakan Pagoda of Myanmar, Angkor Wat of Cambodia, and Merlion of Singapore.
It's a very grand ceremony and a grand festival here. So I would like to say this is the first time I am seeing this kind of festival, and I would like to see in future this kind of festival. Thank you.
Traditional Thai puppets will also appear in the Jewels of ASEAN performance, presenting aspects of culture from each member country in the Puppets Lantern Parade. Don't miss this festival to enjoy magnificent shows and to shop for ASEAN souvenirs. The ASEAN Lantern Festival will be held from 19th November 2015 to 22nd February 2016.
With cooperations of all sectors, the ASEAN community will be established firmly for benefits of 10 member countries in the future. Camera works by Pakorn Vimunka, Pakawat Phnom Penh, NBT World.
Moving on to the global front, former South Korean President Kim Jong-sum, who was elected to office in 1992 and put an end to more than 3 decades of military rule, died early today at the age of 87. Seoul National University Hospital President Oh Byung-hee said Kim, who had been in ill health and repeatedly hospitalized in the past 3 years, died of complications from sepsis and heart failure soon after midnight today. Kim first won a parliamentary seat in his late 20s, beginning a lifelong career in politics, during which he challenged a string of authoritarian leaders and pushed for democratic reform. He was criticized for failing to join forces with rival democracy leader Kim Dae-jung when military leaders agreed in 1987 to a constitutional amendment allowing free direct voting for the presidency, losing to former General Roh Tae-woo. He would go on to win the next election in 1992 and served as president from 1993 to 1998 under the 1987 Constitution that to this day allows for a single 5-year term. Kim saw the country's economy take a nosedive in the final months of his presidency, weighed down by massive foreign debt and culminating in the biggest bailout of the Asian financial crisis by the International Monetary Fund. Conservationists gathered to monitor a loggerhead turtle laying her eggs along the Brazilian coast of Espírito Santo, where the mud flow from 2 burst dams is expected to arrive imminently. The change to the local ecosystem could threaten animals living in the area. The loggerhead turtle is an endangered species monitored by the Tamar Conservation Project based in the fishing village of Regencia, Espírito Santo, where mud is setting in after the mining disaster in the neighboring state of Minas Gerais 2 weeks ago. Scientists say the sediment, which may contain chemicals used by the mine to reduce iron ore impurities, could reduce oxygen and alter pH levels in the water with great harm to aquatic life. Currently, 5 of the world's 7 species of turtle exist in Brazil, 4 of which lay their eggs along the coast and 1 on oceanic islands. The coastal turtles lay their eggs between September and March, emerging from the water at night to avoid exposure to the sun. And just a quick announcement, there will be a rehearsal for the upcoming Bike for Dad event today, starting at 3 p.m. at the Royal Plaza. Motorists are encouraged to avoid traveling to the location or nearby. For more information, please visit worldwideweb.bikefordad2015.com. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for today, we're going to say goodbye with a vast spider web stretching nearly half a mile and blanketing grass near several houses in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm Surabhalao Tharanarit. Thank you for your company and have a wonderful day. สวัสดีครับ